On tonight's Clubhouse Live, Allen Lazard welcomes tight end Dominique Dafney to the big show. We'll look back on the Pack's big Monday night win over the rival Lions, and we'll get ready for that big Sunday night showdown against the Niners. Plus, we've got a fun Clubhouse Live physical challenge planned for the guys. It's time to get started. Hey, Al. Hey, Dominique. Come on in.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Yes, I love the energy. Welcome back once again to the Clubhouse Sports Pub and Grill. We are inside the Paper Valley Hotel. We are in downtown Appleton. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin. You guys are in a good mood, aren't you? Yeah. Well, I'm going to make you in a bad mood here in a second because I want to get this over with first. It is the other member of our Clubhouse Live crew, Chicago Bears fan. Ricardo Arguello is right over there.
Yes. Hi, everyone. How are you? How's everyone feeling?
Hey, Ricardo.
I'm feeling good.
You notice how I always move you at the beginning of the script because I want to get this out of the way?
Yes.
So that we can celebrate a little bit?
Best things first. I get it.
It's your Bears Minute. What do you have to say?
Well, let me tell you something. Important stretch coming up. Mean Gene. Cap it. I heard enough out of you. Hey, NFC North leading Chicago Bears.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I think they're tied with somebody else.
Yeah, well, Cohen. Well, why do you got to bring that up?
Green Bay is number one. Right, Mean Gene? I know you think so. By the way, Ricardo, congratulations. Bears 20, Bengals 17. A most underwhelming victory for the
There's no underwhelming victories in the NFL,
Very
my friend.
underwhelming.
W is a W.
We'll see how this goes moving forward. But that's enough of Ricardo. We don't want to talk about the Bears anymore. We want to talk about Packers 35, Lions 17, right? Hey, Mean Gene, how about them Packers? Win number one. There you go. Yes. Green Bay opened the second half with 3 straight touchdown drives. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns for number 12. Aaron Jones scored 4 times and writing himself into the record books as the Packers flushed away their Week 1 performance with a strong showing against the Lions on Monday night at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers, 255 yards, 145.6 passer rating. Ricardo, the Bears have never had a quarterback that has done that. Aaron Jones, meanwhile, caught 3 TDs, rushed for another, amassed 115 offensive yards, became the first running back in team history with at least 3 receiving touchdowns and at least 1 rushing score in a single game. How about that? Our former co-host, Showtime. Devontae Adams also had a big night, 8 catches, 121 yards. That included that big 50-yard hookup on 3rd and 12 on the Packers' opening series of the second half, a drive that ended then with Rodgers connecting with Robert Tonyan, not Tonyan, Tonyan, on a 22-yard score that gave Green Bay a lead it wouldn't surrender. Defensively, Packers forced 2 second-half turnovers, blanked the Lions over the final 2 quarters. Green Bay now has won 5 straight home openers and 9 straight home openers in 5 straight games on Monday Night Football. That's tied for the longest such streak in team history. San Francisco, the Niners, up next in another big primetime matchup, this time on Sunday Night Football. That's one in the wagon, as they say, and you know who loves it. Look at that. He's back. Everybody loves Happy Vince. There you go. Happy Vince. He loves it when the Packers win, and he loves it when his guys, his favorite players, are here. First, it is our co-host. He's sitting right over there. It is Green Bay Packers wide receiver. Allen Lazard is here. He's back. Not yet. No. He's so excited. We have to do this formally. This is when I just mentioned who's here, and look who he's hanging out with tonight. It is Green Bay Packers tight end Dominique Dafney. He's right over there. First, before I get the Lizard King onto the stage, a big thank you to our presenting sponsor, Unison Credit Union. Unison proudly provides the people and businesses of Northeast Wisconsin with exceptional banking services and trusted financial guidance delivered by friendly experts. Personal checking and personal savings, investments, loans, business checking, and business savings. Unison Credit Union, empowering you. Ricardo, it is an interactive show, right?
That's right. Interactive show. So we invite your comments and questions. through our live chat, which I am actually monitoring as we speak, Brett. So anything that I might get, I'll pass along to both you and both Allen and Dominique just when I get them. So we already have a very active chat going on.
Excellent. And you did a pretty good job moderating the chat last week. I have
It's
to
something
say.
new, but I'm getting a hold of it.
Finally, something you can do well.
Yes.
Hey, remember, Clubhouse Live is the new hashtag. Follow me at Twitter at PCBretzi. He's at PC Ricardo. Alan's at Allen Lazard. And Dominique is at DDaphne24. I got the Bears welcome mat on the stage
Go ahead.
for you so the guys can stomp their feet
Again,
all over the worst logo in sports.
NFC North leading Chicago Bears.
Yeah, it's all dirty up. Mean Gene's going to kick it around after the show. Now it's time to introduce our co-host. He is in his 4th NFL season, mostly with the Green Bay Packers. He's a blocker. He's an enforcer. He's still a goon, apparently. I don't know if you heard Matt LaFleur last night. He's the keeper of the crown. He loves Sundays with football, and he loves us for all to live lazish. Now let's give it up for Green Bay Packers wide receiver number 13, Allen, the enforcer, Lazard. A safe fist bump as we're protected here. Oh, we need, there we go. We gotcha. Waiting for mic number 2.
Whoa.
There we go.
1, 2. Can we talk about these?
Yeah, look, by the way, before we get going,
These are freaking awesome.
yeah.
Who made these?
Who made the,
Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate these.
what do you got there? You got a couple of big,
The Lizard King.
Yeah.
This seems about a 24-ouncer. Will get used a lot. And this is the Enforcer. That's pretty dope. So this will...
And,
this one will be in my right hand. This will be in my left hand later tonight.
and then it looks like you got a little coffee mug there,
Oh
too,
yeah,
with some
and
pictures.
a coffee mug.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me throwing AJ up into the stands last year,
So,
making fun of Aaron. It's always fun playing around with them. Yeah, I love coffee too. So beer and coffee.
see, Alan,
Great combo.
already the benefits of having a live in-person show. You're now getting presents,
Yes.
gifts. You couldn't do
Yes.
that virtually last year, so...
Thank
yeah.
you.
So yeah, if you wanted to move them off the way or something, and have them stored
yeah.
safely, that'll be a good job. And that gives me a chance to mention a programming note. We are back now to next Monday night for I think the duration of the season. If I'm mistaken, I think that was your only Monday night game of the year. To my,
Is it?
I think.
I
Or
think
do they have
by
another? Do they have another one later
Vikings.
this year?
The Vikings.
I have to check the schedule. But anyway, for the foreseeable future, back to Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. So.
Yes.
Matt LaFleur called you a goon again last night.
Did he? I missed
yeah.
it. I was asleep. I was so tired after the game.
He was in his post-game presser, and I don't know, you okay with that term, the goon?
Yeah.
You
I mean,
still
like
okay
I
with
said, the more nicknames, the better. I feel like. So I'm with all the positive ones at least.
The mild-mannered Iowa nice Allen Lazard being called the goon. Remember, Ricardo, when the folks here used to call me the creep?
They still call you the creep,
My-
I think, behind your back, but
My
yes.
dad was fired up about that. He was like, I don't want my son being called a creep.
Do they know we did it lovingly?
I don't think it was lovingly.
Okay, all right.
I don't think so. I think it's lovingly that Matt LaFleur calls this guy the goon. But remember, this is we thought maybe we'd call the audience your goons, the goons, but
The
it's now
Goonies.
the Lizard Legion.
The Lizard Legion of Goonies.
There we go. We're getting it. We're
That
getting
sounds
it.
like a movie.
By
Someone
the-
make that movie.
Something like the
A short
Raiders of the
film.
Lost Ark. So, well, how are you? Look. By the way, look at what he's wearing. A little
Yep.
Milwaukee Brewers karma this
Boo.
time, and you got the Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich, yeah. Got
Boo.
shout out to the MVP.
Ooh.
Ricardo is also a St. Louis Cardinals
Yes,
fan.
thank
by
you.
the way.
Yes.
Because that makes sense.
And the Cardinals
Yes.
have everybody's attention right now because they are red hot.
Red
and
hot Cardinals. Thank you.
Nobody
Cardinal
wants to
Nation.
see him in the playoffs. So
Wild
hopefully-
cards. Wild cards.
Last week you wore the Giannis jersey. Today you got the Brew Crew on.
Yeah. Figured I'd stick with the jersey theme for a while until it gets cold outside wearing some sweatshirts.
That wasn't your team growing up in Iowa, right? Weren't they more like Twins fans down there?
Nah, my
Cubs.
team growing up was the Red Sox. I was a big Poppy fan.
Yeah.
And Manny Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
And like Kurt Schilling. Kurt
Schilling.
Schilling, yeah. Tim Wakefield,
Yep.
knuckleball guy. So yeah, I was a big Red Sox fan. growing up.
David Ortiz played with the Wisconsin Timberwhalers
He did.
back in the day. Big Poppy. So, yeah. So, I'm guessing the mood. I'm seeing you're happy. Dominique is sitting there. He's got a big smile on his face. Everybody must have been smiling. I know it was kind of more of a day off, but guys are still kind of going in, doing their stuff. But
Absolutely.
a little bit better this week than last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit better. I mean, coming off the first W, I always say is the hardest one, the first and the last one. So we got the first one out the way, and now it's, the goal is to get to the last one, which is in February.
Is there a more overreactive professional sports league in the world than the NFL? I mean, week to week. Last week, you guys were done. It was dead. It was over. Season was over with 16 games to play. Now you guys win, and now it's Super Bowl again. I mean, can we just say even keel for a while till this?
That's what we get paid to do, not to get too high with the highs and too low with the lows. So just keep going in week to week, going out there trying to perform our best.
Before we get into the game, and I have this, you mentioned it to last week. You love Sunday noon games. That's what you would prefer, right? So
yes.
obviously at home at Lambeau, Sunday noon in the fall. But that didn't happen yesterday, so you had to wait not only all day Monday night, but an extra day. Right. So it was the last game, obviously, of week 2. So take us through a day with the Lizard King.
Ooh.
Right? So what are you doing all day Sunday, as you know you're not playing football? And then what are you doing Monday as you are just kind of patiently waiting for the game to finally kick off?
The one benefit with playing Monday night is that you get a free day for actually being able to watch NFL football all day. Usually you're playing the noon game, the afternoon, or even Sunday night. At some point you're going to miss some games. But since you have Sunday completely off, you're able to watch all the games, which is pretty cool and nice. So that's usually how my Sundays go, relaxing, especially the day before a game, because I know how much I exert energy and how tiring the game is. I try to take the day before and try to be off my feet as much as possible, listening to music, watching TV, whatever I'm in the mood for. But on Monday, I wake up pretty early, around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Immediately get a cold brew from the stadium or Starbucks, one of the two. Got to have my coffee in the morning.
Oh, you're talking about beer for a second, like a cold brew in the morning. What are you talking about?
I know, you gave me that look at how to specify.
Yeah. Well, this is Wisconsin after all, right? People pour beer with their cereal.
Fair enough. Get a cold brew in the morning of coffee, maybe an espresso shot. And then we had walkthroughs. Usually, when we play on Sunday, we usually have our walkthroughs the night before on Saturday night. But since we play at night, we have our walkthroughs in the morning. So we go to the stadium around, I think, 10 o'clock, have like hour-long walkthroughs, special teams, offense, defense, team meeting, all that. And then we have about 5 to 6 hour window before we have to report back to the stadium. And during that time, I just go back home and just kind of continue to usually nap, listen to music, be to myself, maybe read. I'm not, like I said last time, I'm superstitiously unsuperstitious.
Right.
So whatever I'm feeling that day is what I'll do. Yesterday, all I did was just watch TV, listen to music, play some pool, just kick it.
Next time, just have me come over. We'll hang out.
Fair enough. I don't know if you'll get me hyped up for the game, though.
Sure, I could get you hyped up for the game. What are you talking about?
We can play Ricardo in the backyard.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get Ricardo. You could take your frustrations, your anxiety, the nervousness.
Little Oklahoma drill.
Little flag football or something like that. So, and then it's fine. But that's a long wait, though. That's a long time to kind of.
Yeah, it is a very long time. But running out, I think running out of the tunnel for those Sunday night, Monday night games are probably the best moments, though. So it's worth it waiting all day.
Especially at Lambeau, right? Lambeau Field. Yes. These guys, I know there's folks here. Got some folks from California here. They were at the game last night. Good to see some fans in the stands again.
Yeah.
Feel the energy?
Oh, wow. It was just incredible. Just pulling up to the stadium, I mean, we kind of had it a little bit during the preseason of just obviously a lot of people in Green Bay, more than the 10,000 that normally are there. But yeah, just running out of the tunnel. The opening kickoff, the defense out there, getting the scoreboard involved on third downs and stuff, just all the little things that you kind of, we took for advantage before COVID, and now that we have back and having the fans back in the stands, using the energy, the momentum, all the power of the stadium in Lambeau to our advantage.
Let's talk a little bit about the game, and then we're going to get to, I believe, our first audience question. Ricardo will put you on alert for that. But it was interesting. I was watching the Monday night broadcast and, of course, all the post-game stuff, and it was kind of noted that Matt LaFleur had suggested maybe there was perhaps too much focus going into this season on just getting over the NFC Championship hump. And instead, maybe we need just to get kind of back on track and focus on the task at hand. You agree with that? Was there maybe too much thought of, we've been in the NFC title game the last 2 years. How are we going to get over and get to the Super Bowl rather than just hey, we got an opponent here, and everybody's good in the NFL. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think for us as professionals, we try to go and focus on the bigger picture, but, focus on the smaller details. Yeah. And with that being is that, we focus week to week. We know we can't be looking towards January and February too much right now. It's in the back of our mind, obviously, but right now our sole focus is Sunday night versus the 49ers. And if we look over past that, if we look over past our opponent every single week, then we'll never be able to get to January and February. So it's like I said, it's having that big picture mentality, but focusing on the small details to get there. Yeah,
stacking success week after week. Offense, speaking of success, started the second half really clicking, finishing with 323 yards overall. As I said, scored TDs, but on actually 4 straight drives, not including that kneel down at the end of the first half. So Aaron Rodgers had mentioned that maybe it was a case of just simplifying things a little bit more. Can you explain what he means by that? What are you doing to simplify the offense and kind of get things into a groove?
Yeah, I think, going into each week, each game, depending on who you're playing and stuff, you kind of have to be able to scheme up and, you try to get your best plays against their best plays and know and try and predict of what coverage is, what blitz is, whatever defense they're going to play. So I think what he meant by what he meant by that was just slowing things down and, not trying to worry about too much of running plays to beat their coverage rather than just, we're going to call these plays and we're going to go run it and we're going to beat them just because we're better.
There we go. Mean Gene loves that, right? He likes it. Obviously, progress made from week 1 to week 2. You always want to do that to keep progressing. But I'm guessing, though, that, and if I remember how we chatted last year, that you're never satisfied, right? There's still a lot more to go to get this offense humming again. Is that how everybody sees it in the building?
Yeah. I think with the weapons that we have in our room, especially on the offensive side of the ball, total, it's just that, we expect to score every single drive. Especially having Aaron back there, just his leadership, the talent that he is, we definitely have those high expectations for ourselves. So whenever we're coming off the field having to punt, even the field goal, it's just as much as, we want to see Mason succeed and stuff, and we're so lucky to have him, but, we want to score touchdowns because, that's how we feel like we're finally accomplished and we're doing our job.
As goes Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones, so goes the offense. Is that too easy to say, or things run through those guys, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
What makes them so unique, so special, and why are they so darn good?
Just because it's some things you just can't scheme for. You can't scheme for when plays break down and someone when Aaron breaks the pocket. You can't scheme for when Aaron Jones breaks tackles inside the trenches and bounces a run and we're moving up to the third level making blocks. So it's a lot of stuff that's just unpredictable, and I think those guys are just very elusive and very talented at what they do.
A few more things, and then it is time for Ricardo. But let's talk about a couple of passes. First, that 50-yard pinpoint toss to Devontae, 3rd and 12 to open the second. That flipped the game. Got you, actually led to the touchdown where you took the lead. But great throw, great catch, and tight coverage. But I've asked this of you before, but man, you're a human being. You're normal. You're just like anybody else other than you're freakishly athletic and strong. Yes. But you have to say, wow. I mean, as you see something like that along your sideline, right? I mean, you're still in some ways a fan.
Oh, every day. Going to practice, watching those two guys work, it makes it so much easier to get better just because, I see the top of the league of, the best wide receiver, the best quarterback, and I see what the potential is with playing this game and what a good chemistry looks like. So it's something that I strive for every single day, and looking up to those two guys, especially how they work, how they come, and how they handle their business every single day and how they lead our offense. So, yeah, just watching it, being on the field, that was an incredible pass, and then he followed it up with, the toss to Tunyon. And if you watch it on the film, I'm right in front of Bobby, and so when he throws the ball, it looks like it's coming towards me. He's like basically looking me in the eyes, and as I see the trajectory going over my head, I'm just like, oh. and then as I realized, Bobby's running it because I knew what route he had, and I knew if he was throwing that ball, it had to be a certain coverage. So. It was a high percentage he was going to score, and then I think I had the best view of just him making that incredible catch and throw. The ball just goes right past the defender's head, something that you can't do on a normal daily basis. But what's so funny about Aaron is that if you really watch it and study football, he does it so nonchalantly, he meant to throw it right by his head, Not a little bit outside. No, just perfectly right over his head, perfectly into Bobby's hands. So it was pretty cool. So it went from to
That was the second pass I was going to ask you about because, you were wide open. And it looked like if you probably were going to score yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, the field was wide. You go up to your quarterback and say, hey, come on. That was the more spectacular throw, certainly, but I'm the safer option. I'm the safer throw. Throw it to me next time, number 12.
Look, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's going for the home run every time.
That was a dart. It was incredible. No targets this time for you. It was interesting. That's a rarity. Usually,
first time ever in my football career.
But I tell you what, Rosie, put up the photo if you can of Lazard. Look at him doing the job and making sure Aaron Jones gets into the end zone.
My God,
the goon right there, sealing off the defender, doing his thing, blocking for the other guys. Great shot. So that's your glory right there last night, isn't it? That
I think
still
we talked
counts.
about that last week, didn't we? I think we said something about would you rather score a touchdown or a block? And I said block, so I got a lot of blocking in yesterday. Got what I asked for.
But that touchdown would have been pretty cool too last night.
Yeah,
so you can't
those don't hurt.
But how about that? He's still doing his job, and that's why he's a key guy to this offense, right? Everybody, he is he's the goon, the enforcer. He was doing some enforcing right there. All right, Ricardo, I know you're handling audience questions again tonight.
Yes.
Who do you have?
Well, we have Steve from Kimberly. Let's see if we can get him on camera. Steve asked a very good question, Brett, actually related to maybe the Jones touchdown there. What did you think of Flea, who found Aaron Jones's necklace?
Good question. Did you hear about that? Aaron Jones, of course, our former co-host, he was wearing a necklace that had his father's ashes, obviously, unfortunately. And Alvin Sr., great guy we got to know a little bit back a few years ago, but he lost it in one of the end zones, I guess. And then Flea, who is Flea?
Flea's the head trainer. Brian Engel is his real name, but everyone calls him Flea. Great guy. But yeah, I think I don't know the full story, but from what I read on Twitter, just like you guys.
Careful.
Just like you guys. But I guess he found it after the game. He was looking over on the field because there's so much that goes in the production of a football game. It's incredible. Those guys, of whether it's the trainers, the equipment staff, the groundskeeping, the security of how much goes in and before, it goes on before and after a game. So they were out there on the field at 1 in the morning, still looking for it, and came across it. So it's such a you lose something on the football field, especially jewelry, anything like that. It's gone for good.
Yeah, it's tough. Thank heavens they found it. But the pendant had the ashes of Aaron's father. So Aaron carrying it with him through every game this season. So luckily they were able to find it. Thank you to Steve who asked the question. And Ricardo, it's time to take a timeout. And it's tonight's Stat Pack time.
Stat Pack time.
So the Packers, folks, I love the stat. It's every year I use it. The Packers are now 28-3 against the Lions in Wisconsin, dating back to 1992. How about that? Lions can't come to the state and win a football game. That, of course, includes Milwaukee, when the Packers used to play home games at Old Milwaukee County Stadium. I love County Stadium, Ricardo. One of the great old places to watch a Brewers game. But Green Bay, now 103-72-7 all-time against the Lions over the regular season. Those 103 victories are the most for the Packers against an opponent in the regular season. Green Bay has also posted 100 victories over the Bears, too, Ricardo.
And it'll stay at that number.
That'll be 102 by season's end, right, Mean Gene? You know it.
Stay at that number, my friend.
There we go. I was trying to goad him to say that. Bears still suck. By the way, the Packers have now won 5 straight against the Lions, all under Matt LaFleur's guide. Green Bay to a 12-1 mark now against the NFC North. So there's your Stat Pack. And Ricardo, we're doing trivia tonight. It
is trivia time, but we got to lay down some rules, Brett, because people like to break the rules. So here they are. First off, we'll ask the question. If you think you know the answer, you have to raise your hand. Please don't shout it out. And if you are correct on that question, you win what, Brett?
Nachos and beer here at the clubhouse. Not pizza and beer, nachos and beer.
Nachos and beer. And once you win, you're out for the rest of the show. And sorry, live chatters, you got to be here to win.
And you can claim your certificate at the bar. You can't come up here to the table, at the bar. So here's trivia question number 1. I think it's a good one. This former backup quarterback set a Packers team record when he tossed 6 TDs in a single game against the Lions. Oh, Julie, she knows it.
Julie.
Matt Flynn.
Matt
We'll give it to
Flynn,
her.
there we
go. Didn't even finish the question.
Julie says she was there.
She was there. I was there. I was actually covering the game that day. That was back in 2011. Matt Flynn. Flynn threw 6 touchdowns, also threw for 480 yards in the Packers' 45-41 victory over Detroit as Green Bay finished the regular season 15-1. Aaron Rodgers was held out of the regular season finale because everything was clinched and there was no reason to play. Rodgers has since tied that mark twice in 2012 against the Texans and 2014 against the Bears. I thought maybe he was on his way to a 6 TD performance again last night. It was close.
It was close. We just got to get out to a quicker start, I feel like, to get a 6 TD game.
Faster start.
Yeah.
And, MVS, a couple close ones, too, on some deep balls. So
yeah. Still early in the year, though.
Very early in the year. Relax, as the quarterback once said. So,
Yes.
hey, are you ready to get your guest onto the stage here? We're ready to do this? Let me do it, Dominique. Hold tight. Our guest tonight is in his second NFL season, both with the Packers. He was signed by the Packers practice squad, or to the Packers practice squad in October of 2020, and then added to the team's 53-man roster last December. Our guest tonight has appeared in both games this season on offense and special teams. He appeared in 5 regular season games last year in both postseason games, finishing with 2 catches and a touchdown, a 13-yard score against the Bears. Yes.
Why are you bringing up old stuff? That was old stuff.
I'm bringing up good stuff. He played collegiately at both Indiana State and Iowa. He was a high school star in the Des Moines area. That sounds familiar. Maybe this guy next to me. He once served as a bouncer at a bar. Maybe he'll hang out at the clubhouse tonight, kick everybody out. And our guest tonight is all about, I guess, the 515, right, Lizard King?
Yes, sir.
How about a Clubhouse Live welcome for Green Bay Packers tight end number 49, Dominique Dafney. Come on up, Dominique. There he is.
Welcome.
Hello.
There he is. Welcome to Clubhouse Live.
Thank you.
But because this is Allen's show and you are Allen's guest, Allen insists on asking the first question of the night.
I'm not going to lie. I forgot about this part.
Yeah, remember this part?
This is great. What do I want to ask you? I guess this is a great question. What is your first memory of me back in high school or middle school?
Of you?
Yeah. What was our first interaction?
Oh, we
Was it-
played
Yeah. Basketball?
AAU. Saw you almost every weekend.
What team were you playing
played for either Attack or Kingdom. They were kind of in a little
in that time period?
in that time period. I was
Okay,
on the
I was
Knicks.
Kingdom.
I was on the Knicks.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
We were not terrible. We did not lose.
You lost to us.
No, never.
We never played you.
This is
Not
what I was
ever.
hoping.
All
we
right,
could
this
do.
is the kind of
This
we
is
got
what
to
I
see
wanted.
this.
If there is game footage, we can pull it up.
Somebody get your popcorn.
There's no way.
Yes.
We were too loaded.
We were tyrants.
Yes, that's besides the fact.
But again,
We
you
still
were
won.
also a year ahead of me, so I don't know if we ever played you.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, we're going to keep talking about this because, as you can see, the 515 has taken over the 920 here tonight.
We got to hear
It's-
more about this. I think there's some underlying. I wanna
Well,
see
it's
this.
all Iowa. These
All
are
right.
both Des Moines, Iowa guys. So I was going to ask, well, first of all, speaking numbers, 515, 920, I think Dominique Dafney's making the number 49 cool, right? I mean, that's a football number now, right, Dominique? Aaron Rodgers, he was kind of having some fun with it on the Pat McAfee show last year. But 49, we got to see the 49 jersey in the Packers Pro Shop and the 13 jersey. That's your number now.
I agree.
I know everyone always asks me if I'm going to change it, and I just feel like it's me. I can't.
Embrace it.
I can't change it anymore.
That's what they gave you?
Yeah.
So you take it and you
So
go
I
with
just
it.
gotta-
Just
yeah.
like you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they gave me a jersey size too small, so I really took it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the NFL. I'm keeping this.
Right.
Brett, you kind of usurped. That was Kozad's question there
Ooh.
about the 49. That's okay, though. That's all right.
Think of another one, Kurt. Think of another one. You
Think
got
of another
time.
one.
You
Get
got
it over
time.
to me, my friend.
So, okay. You attended Valley High School, if I'm
Yes.
correct. He attended Urbandale. We know that. Both, as I was looking this up, and I'm doing my homework here, both are part of the Central Iowa Metro League, but in different divisions. Who's the more athletic powerhouse? Dominique.
Valley. Oh my
Valley
God.
easily.
Is it? No doubt
Oh my
about it.
God, no, it's not even close.
No.
Okay.
It might be. Urbandale's getting better. Urbandale's getting a lot better since I've left. But if we're going back to like our era, Valley by
Absolutely.
Okay.
forever and a day.
Brett, I know more about Des Moines, Iowa area sports now than I've ever learned in my previous existence on this earth.
You're going to learn more.
Yes, here we go.
Did you guys ever face off on the football field? Were there games between you guys two?
Two.
And who got the better
Just
of those
one.
battles?
Just one.
It was my junior year or senior year.
But so you didn't play my junior year.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So only one time we lost.
Once.
It was a close game.
I'm starting to believe Dominique about the basketball stuff now too. Apparently,
I mean-
apparently he was just better.
I mean,
He
that's
did.
why-
He did almost pull a comeback on us by himself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was scary. We were up, I think like 21. He scored like 2 quick touchdowns. I was like, okay, here we go again.
I like scored a touchdown, caught the onside,
was
scored a
just like, okay,
touchdown. I think we kicked the onside again, just didn't get it, and then we ended up like they
We
ended
just
up
had to sit
running
there
out
and
the clock.
watch him just
Yeah.
run past everybody. It was like, okay, well,
That was fun.
this is great.
Those
Well-
were fun times.
I don't know if folks remember this. We've talked about this before, but Allen's claim to fame, one of many in high school, was he returned 3 pick sixes in the same quarter
Yeah.
his sophomore year, which tied a national record in high school.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
See, now you got something to kind of get back
Versus
at.
Hoover. Versus Hoover.
Oh, okay, well, makes sense.
It was against Hoover, who must stink. Sorry,
Hoover sophomore year
My sophomore year.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's high school football like in Central Iowa? Is it good? Can it compete with the powerhouses that we see here in Northeast Wisconsin, like
We
Kimberly,
got some good teams around
Bayport,
here.
Appleton North, Fond du Lac? What's Central? What? Take me through a Friday night in the Central Iowa.
There's a couple good schools, I'll say, every once in a while. I would say the talent in the Des Moines and overall Iowa overall is growing a lot. I think when I came out, there was maybe like 5 of us that went Division I for football. Now I think it's closer to like 15, 20. You know, so it's steadily growing, which helps, you know, with social media and everything, a lot more exposure. More people are leaving, you know, they're going to camps in other states, other cities and stuff, and getting more exposure, more recruitment, more publicity within that, and more competition. So it's steadily getting better, but compared to Texas, Florida, Oklahoma,
Northeast Wisconsin.
yeah, probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not. You guys got some big boys up here. One of my roommates was from West Pier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I know you guys got some big cats.
Yeah, they usually get some big offensive linemen. I don't know what that says about us here in Wisconsin. Too much cheese, too much beer, too much eating, Ricardo.
We like to eat up here.
Too much in the form of cheese curds, I think. So, by the way, Dominique, we're going to let's move on to the college ranks. Your final collegiate season, Indiana State, which happens to also be the alma mater of Robert Tonyan. So you got 2 tight ends from the Green Bay Packers who also played at Indiana State. It's not just a Larry Bird school anymore. There's some football coming with the Sycamores, isn't
Yes,
there?
sir. They're coming for real.
They're coming.
There's a lot of good. Obviously, a lot of those guys have been there for 5-6 years now with COVID, so they actually got some prospects. I talked to a lot of them still, you know, and they got NFL teams coming to practice every day, 2 or 3 of them out every day. So I feel like they can actually be like solid, and they had a pretty good win last week at the buzzer.
Larry Legend ever show up at Indiana
I
State?
have never met him.
Never met him? I think
No.
Tonyan said he saw him once, right, on campus, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think he like
He was
brushed
like,
shoulders with them and like, yo, that was Larry Bird.
Was that Larry Bird?
Yeah. Apparently they had like he came back to a basketball game. Of course, it was packed to like celebrate putting his jersey up in the rafters, and they were all there. And I did not hear very nice things about him, but
Oh, I like this. Here we
don't
go.
know.
Please
they-
explain.
I don't know if they just felt like they got the cold shoulder, but I'm like, he was probably busy. Obviously, it's his night. He had a lot going on, so. But they were a little butthurt that he didn't
Okay.
come.
Sign.
say
I want
what's up.
more dirt.
Larry Legend, always a good
But
trash talker back
He
in
was.
back
Yes,
in
he
the
was.
day. So, but did you know, by the way, when Dominique and Robert Tonyan posted touchdown catches in the Packers' 35-16 victory over the Bears again last season,
Whatever.
They became the first 2 former Indiana State players to score touchdowns in a single NFL game. Take that, Ricardo. Some history was made at Soldier Field last year. What do you guys think about that? Indiana State doing it against the Bears.
Hey, Brett, we don't have an audience question in particular to that, but we do have someone from Iowa. Iowa Joe is a constant on the chat.
Okay.
So he's enjoying this discussion, by the way.
Yeah,
he says he lives a little south of Des Moines, though. But yeah.
Iowa Joe checking in from Des Moines, south of Des
Joe.
Moines. So you played at Iowa and in Indiana
Boo.
State, but I was going to say, is Iowa a Hawkeye state or a Cyclone state?
Uh-oh.
I mean, you saw the game, right?
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, I love it.
Poking the bear a little bit.
That's about
I
6
mean,
in a row.
They
So, I
did
mean,
win. They did win.
it's about 6 of them in a row, so I think it speaks for
I
itself.
love this.
Dominique getting the upper hand in this conversation.
I like this.
He
I like this a
dominated
lot.
in high school. He's dominating in college. Even though this is Allen's show.
I was going to say, Alan's rethinking why he had him come on, but okay.
Low key.
He's rethinking this. And
I bring good guests. You know?
you do.
You do.
So that's why
Absolutely.
Let's try and keep the trend going.
Alan just looked at me like he wants to beat me up right now. He wants to keep this conversation going. So how about this? Let's talk a little bit about the Packers. Are you a fullback, Dominique? Are you a tight end? What in the heck are you? Because we saw you out there in that fullback spot quite a bit last night.
I'm whatever they need me to be
There you
at
go.
the time.
Good answer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you have a really interesting career, just like this guy. I got in the notes. So, Dominique, standout high school career. Then you started your college path going the JUCO route. Then you went to Iowa as a preferred walk-on, and then finished as a non-scholarship player at Indiana State. So showing the love, trying to get that dream realized. You then went undrafted and unsigned. Then had, of course, deal with all the COVID stuff to try to get tryouts, which were basically non-existent, I suppose, because you're dealing with that. You then signed with the Colts late in the preseason last year, released right at the beginning of the season. Then everybody, he goes to work at a place called 300 Craft and Rooftop, which is a bar in Des Moines, as a bouncer. Then finally Green Bay comes calling. How did you keep the faith through all this? And you did, and here he is now playing a big role with the Packers. How did you do it, Dominique?
It was tough, but just the love I have for playing football. Obviously, no scholarships throughout college, and then just trying so hard to get here, get that opportunity over summer 2020. And so how much I miss playing football was one thing that kept me going, and that really let me know how bad I wanted it. And then, of course, like you said, going to the Colts and then going home, once I got that first taste, it was like, nah, this is what we're doing. Like, there's no going back. 300 was just like to fill the boredom, because obviously waking up and working out, but then, of course, what do I do after 3 p.m.? Just sit at home, play video games. Like, that gets tiring. So I was like, why don't I just pick up something, put a little change in my pockets, and just find something to do. And then the Colts came calling, Patriots, and then here finally, and then now we're here.
Yeah, he's here, and he's doing good stuff.
Yes, sir. The Iowa grit.
What's that?
The Iowa grit.
Yeah, the Iowa grit. Almost as tough and sturdy as the Wisconsin grit, but not quite.
Corn-fed.
Hey,
Big corn.
yeah, a lot of corn in Iowa. But before we continue on with the football side of things, I want to know, you have any good bouncer stories? You beat anybody up? You kick anybody out? You just kind of flex those muscles? Come on, there's got to be some good bar stories there at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, night one, first shift that I ever worked. They immediately came to look at me to get some drunk people out. And I'm like, I barely know anybody here. Like, I just started working here, but of course I was like the strongest guy there. So it's like, someone get Daff. We just picked him up. Someone get him over here, get these drunk guys out of here. And he was like standing on a table. And of course it's a rooftop bar.
Ooh.
So you
threw him over.
Say this is the edge. The table's right here. He's standing on the table.
Whoa.
One low breeze, he could have been on the street. So, of course, when you have some alcohol in your system, you're not really thinking about that. So they wanted me to go get him because he kept standing on the table, kept getting put down, got back up. So of course, then I had to just carry him out, and he was trying to fight, and I was trying to like guide him. I'm like, I'm not really trying to touch you. You're like sweaty. Like, this is okay. So I was like, can you just He's like, I wasn't doing it. So I just had to grab him by his arms and just look at him. I'm like, all right, we're not.
That's it.
This is not a long situation. We're just going to handle this. So that was night one of that whole.
That was night one at 300 Craft and Rooftop. Just grabbing him, Ricardo, and just shoving him out of the bar. That's what you do when you're a bouncer.
First day, too, you had to learn real quick, didn't you, man? Wow.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
So, I guess talk about this guy, Allen, a little bit. What does he bring to the offense and in the locker room, all that good stuff?
Yeah, like he says, he can be whatever they ask of him, and I think that's huge. I think somewhat, what I do in a sense from what my position is, but, I think he does it in his own way for what they ask of him, and just what he's able to do inside of our offensive blocking, taking out the DNs, going and getting linebackers. Like, he probably has the hardest job in the sense of having to make the biggest hits, which is, you're lined up 3-4 yards behind the QB or behind the ball, and you're meeting a guy who's 3-4 yards behind that side of the ball, head to head at the line of scrimmage. You have to remove another grown man out of the way just for the play to be 1 yard successful. So, you don't get a lot of love and glory for it, as you see. So, to me, and I think, a lot of the guys in the locker room, he gets a lot of our respect just for all the dirty work that he does and the grit that he has. But he's also, like you said, last year was able to catch that touchdown in Chicago, which I was pretty pumped about just for his journey and everything. And, he's still much a threat on the perimeter as well when it comes to the pass game.
Yeah, versatile player without a doubt. A few more things, Ricardo, and then get ready for the Facebook social media question of the night. But Dominique, Allen just talked about the touchdown catch in Chicago. What was that like? I mean, as you're watching that and that ball's coming, is everything going in slow motion, and you're like, oh my gosh, here it is. Here's my opportunity. Or I guess just your range of emotions as you're seeing that thing coming your way.
Well, obviously, first of all, I was confused because I'm like, oh, that's the ball. Okay. Because obviously, like, I was kind of just trying to create a bigger window for Tay because he was running a slant. So that was really my job, is just to kind of create a window. And then I kind of just ran to where nobody was, and then the ball came, and I was just like, okay, the ball's coming. Was looking at it, and I was just like, I better not drop this.
Was that your first pass attempt?
No, that was the second one. That was first one was Tennessee when it was snowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The flat. Yeah, okay.
And then, just trying so hard to focus on it and catch it and not drop it, and then looked over, and I was in the end zone, and I see this man just sprinting and screaming. So I was like, dude, I just scored. And I just
like, spike it.
Yeah. He was like, spike it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I was like, this is the first time. I don't know what I'm doing. But then it was great. And then, of course, we're all celebrating, but then I had to go on kickoff the next play. So I was like, okay, I got to calm down, save my energy, because I have to run full speed down here and cover the kick. But it was amazing. I mean.
But tell them about the kickoff.
Oh, yeah. Got a little physical at the kickoff.
This dude decleated Cordero Patterson, who is, as you guys know, Chicago Vikings.
I think I remember that, actually.
One of the best returners, in the recent era, I think.
He's with the Falcons
and he's
now.
A big dude. He's like
is.
6'4", 230. He's a little bit bigger than me, I think. But he decleated him really bad right after a touchdown. So
I remember that.
That's something that's very hard to do.
Yeah, right. Doing your job. I do remember that because I remember the broadcast made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Look, you just scored a touchdown. He's doing a dirty work on special teams. Absolutely. Yeah. So you do anything with the ball? Were you able to keep it?
Oh, yeah, it's at my house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, your journy, you
he
got one in
told
the end
me,
zone.
He was like, you better not give that ball away, like, or else you will not see it again.
Yeah.
So I had it with me. He brought it back to the sideline for me. And I handed it to him so I could go run on and kick off. But he was like, yeah, you better keep that or else you're not going to see it back.
Keep that memento, absolutely. Just a minute, Ricardo. But what we always ask kind of the young guys that first time meeting Aaron Rodgers, was that kind of like a wow moment, surreal, still starstruck, and you're like, holy smokes, this is a future NFL Pro Football Hall of Famer, or was it more just kind of like nonchalant, no big deal?
It wasn't much of that until practice. And then he was making the crazy throws, and I was just like, okay, well, he does this all the time. That's not normal, but all right. And I was just standing there watching, and I forget who I was standing next to, and I was just like, that's Aaron Rodgers, right? And he was just like, yeah. I'm like, that's absolutely ridiculous. And then we just had to go back to practice. But that was like my moment of just like, wow, he's what everybody says he is.
Everybody always says it's a different ball. It's just different how it comes off his hand. I don't know if we can explain it.
He's the professional thrower of a football. I don't know a better way to explain it. Like, he knows how to throw the ball perfectly.
And can throw it so you can catch it better.
Yes.
You know,
nobody
like,
else.
I don't even know how that makes sense, but
so
it
the
makes
ball
sense.
catches you, not you catch the ball.
Kind of like we saw last night with the
With
85.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Bob, I know you don't think this ball is coming to you, but yeah, it's in your
It's
arm.
here. Catch it. Yeah, that's right.
That's
there.
crazy.
So, hey, how about the conversation tonight with these guys? This is good stuff. Keep the show moving. We got Ricardo over there.
Yeah, well, before we do the social media question of the night, I do have a question from Iowa Joe.
Yeah.
He just wants to know, hey, is there a bet between Allen and Dominique for the Cyhawk game? Is that what you guys call it? Cyhawk?
Is that the Iowa State game?
Yeah.
Did you guys have a bet?
We didn't bet.
Oh, okay.
He's not even like a true.
I didn't need to
Hawkeye.
bet. I didn't need to bet. I knew it was going to happen.
I mean, he's only there, what, 2
I
years?
knew it was gonna
You were only
happen.
there for 2 years.
I
You're
knew
like,
it was 3 years, first of all. And I
3.
knew it was going to happen. They do the same thing every year.
Oh,
They play
no.
you and I. It's a close game for some reason.
Rivalry
'Cause,
game.
I mean, they got
You guys
preseason
playing close,
All-Americans.
We talked
And
about this in the
then
locker room.
it's
Don't
big
switch
hype.
up your argument.
It's big hype when it comes to Cyhawk, and you saw what happened.
Hey, we're
I
focused
love
on
this.
next year.
Alan's already looking ahead to next year. Doesn't want to talk about it anymore. So no more of those questions, Iowa Joe. But how about a social media question?
Yeah, we do.
Ricardo?
And this is from Adriana Moreno. She wants to know, with Randall Cobb back, how has it changed the dynamic? What advice does he give you to better your craft? This is obviously for Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randall's been a huge addition to our room. I think just with his experience playing with Aaron, even though we are in a new offense now, a lot of the routes obviously still somewhat the same. So his just advice of just his chemistry that he's had built with Aaron over the years and everything, what he's thinking in those type of moments, and just his leadership. I mean, he's obviously year 9, 10, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
He's up there in years. So just from that standpoint of just playing the game, and then also just life. Just he's got a great wife and kids at home. Just for us guys, younger guys in the room to look up for a good father figure. Just a good social man as well. So having him in our locker room has been huge.
All right. Good job, Adriana, for asking that question. She wins a signed photo of Allen Lazard each week. We'll ask you to submit a question for our upcoming guest or Allen. And we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Time for another timeout. Ricardo, time for another trivia question, and it's your turn.
Yeah, and this is a great question by Brett here. I need all the three of you to kind of look out in the crowd to see who raises their hand first. Here we go. Where did the legendary Don Hutson play collegiately?
College football. Don Hutson. Nobody knows this
You
one?
stumped him.
Does nobody know this question? Because we're
This
not
is
going to
2 weeks in a row.
We're not. Oh well, we're not going to give just away nachos and beer just like that. You got to
guess
earn
not.
those things.
Come
Nobody
on,
knows.
Mean Gene, you don't know?
No, not Iowa. I think you get a flag for that. Come on, folks. It was the University
not a
of
bad
Alabama.
Roll Tide.
The Alabama, yeah. One of Hudson's teammates back in Alabama was some guy named Paul Bear Bryant. They also played end for the Crimson Tide. Hudson played at Alabama from 1932 to 34. His nickname was the Alabama Antelope. Mean Gene, come on. Owns several. Still. It was before you. Still owns several Packers career records, including overall touchdowns with 105. Isn't that crazy? Still owns that record. And receiving touchdowns with 99.
You got to tone down the questions a little bit. They're
No.
too hard.
Nachos and beer, you earn that gift certificate.
Yes.
Hudson's 7,991 receiving yards, still ranked 4th all-time in Packers history. And his famous number 14 has been retired by the Packers. Not bad for a guy playing in the 30s and 40s, owning several receiving records still. So amazing. Hey, Rosie, we need some music because it is time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. There's the challenge flag. Hey, Lizard, could you give one stack of cups goes to Dominique and the other goes to you. I don't want to touch everything because everything's nice and clean and tidy. If you put those in front of you, this is what we're going to play. It's called the Pyramid Scheme. This is our first Clubhouse Live physical challenge in 2 years. We're finally doing one. You each have 15 plastic cups, all in a single stack. One set of green, one set of gold. The object, guys, is simple. You must first stack the cups up like a pyramid, starting with 5 on the bottom, then 4, 3, 2, 1. And then, you just put them back in a stack. If they tip over, you got to start over, pick them up, and do it all over again. The person who finishes first is the winner. And Alan and Dominique, you guys are playing for prizes for audience members. Alan, your playing partner is Bob Wiegand. He's right over there. There's Bob. That's your guy. And Dominique, right behind, is Grizzly Dan. That's who you're playing for. Don't blow it for Grizzly Dan because he's a big dude. He's a big dude. This is what the winner gets tonight. A whole bunch of prizes. You get this cool Aaron Rodgers blanket. Look at that, huh? Bob, Grizzly Dan, you kind of get a little cozy with the Packers quarterback there, huh? Not too bad. You also get a signed photo of Allen Lazard. I've actually got him in the bag here. And,
this is the best part right here.
USA Today Network, Wisconsin Frisbee.
Yes.
We're just cleaning out the closet right now.
The runner-up gets everything except to go home with Aaron Rodgers. So that's what we're doing. So keep that game show music going, Rosie. And guys, any questions? Are you feeling pretty good?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's got the best hand-eye coordination?
I've never done this
with
before.
one hand.
This is my first
You can
time.
use, if you want. Dominique is saying you want me to do it with one hand. That's how confident he is.
Okay.
That's how confident he is.
I
Alan
love
has never
this.
done this before. So here we go. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's see who's going to win. Is it going to be Bob? Is it going to be Grizzly Dan? It's got to be in a pyramid. Dominique already onto second row. Alan is starting. Dominique now onto his third row. And Dominique is almost done. He's got fourth row.
They can't fall.
They can't fall. And there's 5. That's good. Now here it comes. Dominique in the lead. Oh, Alan's cups have fallen. And Dominique Dafney is the winner tonight. How about that for the physical challenge?
That's harder than it looks.
Dominique wanted to do it with one hand, but
For Alan.
Grizzly Dan is going home with Aaron Rodgers, the signed photo, and the USA Today Network Wisconsin Frisbee. Bob, some lovely parting gifts nonetheless.
It was
So
rigged.
That's how we play
It was rigged.
Clubhouse Live Challenge. How was it rigged?
My cups are heavier.
Oh, his cups are...
They're weighted.
I don't know. There's Valley beating Urbandale again.
Seen it before.
Yikes.
I don't know what to say, Ricardo.
I don't either.
But I tell you what, I don't know. Do you know? I'm going to hand out some pictures, but do you have a second question, or are we going to skip that tonight?
No, we have a second question.
You do have
actually,
a second
yes.
question. Let me do this first before we get to that, though, because we are winding down. I do have some party gifts for our guest tonight, Dominique Dafney. We used to do this when we're in person. We're going to start doing this again. Do you have a man cave? Do you have a shrine to yourself?
Not yet.
Do you like to stare at yourself?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's a very. He admits it. That's
He's
good.
honest, right? That's okay. So we got some cool pictures that we always like to give to the guys. The first one is, look at this, number 49. I don't know if we can put it on the big screen. There he is. It's on the screen. That's him in the famed green and gold. That's going to look good in the man cave someday, right? I think.
Oh, yeah.
Looking pretty
That's a
good.
good one.
And then we're going to do this one. This is a little bit different, but this shows Dominique after the touchdown catch against the Bears. There he is getting some congratulations from Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. That's for you as well. And once you hang that up in your man cave, Ricardo and I look forward to the invite to see how it looks on the wall. So we'll hang out tonight. We'll hang out with Dominique, right? What do you think?
I'm all down for that.
So we'll give those to you after the show. But first things first, you got another audience question, Ricardo.
We do, actually, and this is from our guy, Kurt Kozad. Where is he at? We got a camera on
California
him.
Kurt.
There he is.
Kurt.
All the way
Yeah.
from California.
From Elk Grove, California,
Yes,
apparently.
sir.
So he wants to know, this is for Dominique, who would win in an arm wrestling competition between you and Big Dog, Mercedes Lewis?
Ooh, there we go.
Don't you lie.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be able to reach his hand with my elbow on the table, so I'm gonna have to say him. He's a big dog for a reason.
There you go.
He's basically
Thanks, Kurt.
saying that if his arm was shorter, though, he would take Big Dog down.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
What
I
he's
think
saying.
that's what he's saying. Yes.
Showing that Valley confidence again there in Des Moines, Iowa. So, good question, Kurt. Thank you very much. And we're going to kind of wind down. But I wanted to ask you guys, we saw this yesterday, 12 men on the field penalty, right? And it led to a nice, actually, conversion to Randall Cobb, so you didn't need the penalty. But what is going on? A play is called, right? but all of a sudden Aaron sees that they're kind of in transition. The defense is a little mixed up, confused. What's going on at that point? Is it just pretty much we're going to run anything, just get to the line, and I'm going to snap the ball, or is there some method to this madness out there?
I can't give you too much to the secret formula.
There is a secret formula.
Because my job would be at jeopardy.
Okay.
And I like my job.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, we catch them in a situation where we can essentially line up in a legal formation, which we don't know where we're going to be at. In a sense, you know, we may be 3 wide receivers on one side and a tight end on the other. It could be 2x2. It could be whatever. It could be in the backfield. If you look at one from yesterday, Marquez was actually about 2 yards behind the right guard, and he would never ever line up there in a normal play. So it's all about getting set as quick as you can and catching them with 12 men on the field, because if that happens, it's a free play. So we can throw the ball deep, we can fumble the ball, we can have a pick, you know, whatever the outcome is, we will decide. The worst thing that will happen was that we gain 5 yards.
Right.
So I think that's what just, you know, helps separate Aaron Rodgers from a lot of other quarterbacks in those type of situations, that he knows how to take advantage of that.
I love that there's a secret formula, Ricardo. There's always something. It's not just done by chance. There's something to it. So maybe you can give us a little X's and O's talk, but we could hear Aaron Rodgers screaming, Oscar, Oscar at the line of scrimmage. What does Oscar mean? Tell us, Alan.
Oscar? You want to tell him?
No comment.
Why are you so nosy? You can't be.
I want to know
They're
what's going
giving
on
away
up
their
there.
stuff. It's a competition
Oscar
advantage.
just means just Oscar.
It just means Oscar. Oscar means Oscar, apparently. You know, if he ever does a dummy call sometime, I would highly suggest Ricardo Bozo at the line of scrimmage. You know, Ricardo Bozo.
You think that insults me, but it don't. I'll take that.
I want to hear I want to hear Ricardo Bozo, or maybe a little clubhouse at the line of scrimmage. Those are some dummy calls.
I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear it Sunday night on Sunday Night Football. Speaking of Sunday Night Football, challenge of a short week. We're kind of talking about it a little bit before the show, just as saying hello. But it's already Tuesday. Wednesday's back at practice. You got a long trip now to San Francisco and California, Sunday Night Football, but a place that hasn't been too kind for the Packers. So how do you deal with the challenges of navigating through that, and finally maybe exercising a demon, because it seems like these road trips have been tricky, these long road trips in particular, Florida and California. So the challenges, Alan, of dealing with that.
Yeah, it's all about building off the momentum from last night. Just like last week when I was here, you know, we got to kind of wipe our memory clean and go back to work, you know, focus on that 1-0 mentality, having that big picture mentality, but also focus on the small details. So we know that San Francisco is a very talented team, playing out there again this year for the 3rd straight year, thanks to the NFL for that scheduling. But, you know, we invite those type of environments, you know, and the bigger the challenge here early on is going to be better. It's going to pay us a reward and do its dividends come January, February. So we're inviting this great challenge, going out there to the Bay, going out there, competing against a very good team and seeing where we are. Seeing where you are in the NFC, one of 2 NFC heavyweights going at it. How about a round of applause tonight for Allen, the Enforcer, and Dominique. Dominique have a nickname? Dom,
that's it. We need something a little bit more catchy, something we could put on a mug like the Enforcer that we see. So, Ricardo.
What is it?
At Iowa, Phil Parker used to call me 18-wheeler.
18-wheeler. There we go. The 18-wheeler. We're going to remember that one as well. I like it. So, all right. We're going to skip trivia question number 3 because we're running a little bit late here. We want to get the show done on time. It is time to go up north with USA Today Sports Plus. Hey, Wisconsin and everybody out there, USA Today Sports Plus is the new sports app that puts fans first. Get the latest scores, stats, and standings, and enjoy interactive experiences with our award-winning sports writers. Download USA Today Sports Plus from the Apple or Google Play stores today. USA Today Sports Plus, fan harder. This is time. This is the time, Ricardo, when we predict.
We do. And
the
last
upcoming
week,
game.
Last week I predicted a Packers win. Not this week.
Not
a good matchup. 49ers. Oh, by the way, the Bears do win, and they take sole possession of the NFC.
Wow, a double doozy from Ricardo.
What, Mean Gene?
Mean Gene doesn't like that. Well, you know what I'm going to do with the up north. Where's my? Where is it? I need my, hold on, everybody. I need to get the
no.
magical victory visor. Did you see what that did last time?
Brett hasn't picked against the Packers in 5-6 years?
10 years.
10
But
years,
look
okay.
at this. I'm putting it on, everybody. How's that look? The
Beautiful.
victory visor goes back on. And every time I put it on, they win almost every time. I'm saying it's going to be a shootout. 34-31 Green Bay. How's that sound? It's going to be a fun game. It's week-to-week league, but just remember, we got some, take care of it. We need the bouncer here. We need the bouncer to take care of things
get back
here.
to work
Dom.
here.
Make sure that we're safe and sound. It was only 2 weeks. It was only 2 weeks earlier that the Detroit Lions almost beat the San Francisco 49ers. The Lions put 33 points and 430 yards, 33 and 430 against the Niners. So I think Green Bay's offense picks up where it left off. It's going to be, I think, some balance again. Packers have more weapons than Philly, even though the Niners defense shut down the Eagles on Sunday. So run game's going to be productive. I think your game plan is going to be Aaron Rodgers getting that ball out quick against that pass rush and Nick Bosa. It's going to be a quick rhythm type stuff. I think the run game's going to be fine. And that San Francisco, the running back, they're beat up.
Who is the running back? I don't even know.
I don't even know either.
They're down to the
like
fifth string guy.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a fun game. 49ers open with 2 straight road wins, but Green Bay's going to spoil the home opener. Packers win, Mean Gene, 34-31 at Levi Stadium. He loves it. Look at him. Look at Mean Gene. Ricardo, a few more things, Packers app.
That's right. The Packers News app with exclusive commentary, insider analysis, and award-winning photos and videos from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team. That Packers News app is your one-stop shop for complete coverage of the Green Bay Packers. This app is available for iPhone and Android users only. Sorry, Motorola Razr.
Hey, thanks again to our sponsors and friends. First, Unison Credit Union. Unison proudly provides the people and businesses of Northeast Wisconsin with exceptional banking services and trusted financial guidance delivered by friendly experts. Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, our apparel sponsor. Look at this. We look pretty good. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today, 920-731-0922. USA Today Sports Plus, remember to fan harder with those folks. Mayfield Sports Marketing, a leading Wisconsin sports marketing agency and speaker bureau. Escort Limousine Service, the preferred limousine service of the Green Bay Packers. Mike Thiel of Eric lives here for the intro-outro song, MVP. And, of course, the good folks here at the Paper Valley Hotel. I mentioned this, too, last week. We've got 2 of these to give away again this year. A signed Allen Lazard canvas print. Look at that. 1 for our online folks and 1 for the good folks here. Now, the good folks here can win it as part of our extravaganza show. You need to keep registering with those tickets. The online folks need to keep collecting keywords, so you have to watch the show each week. Last week was the enforcer. That's the only time I'm going to give a previous keyword. You have to watch every other week. But this week's keyword for the online folks, and we'll give those, we'll keep giving keywords through our January 10th show and then give it away through a random drawing after that. But it is Iowa. The keyword is Iowa tonight for the Iowa guys. There it is on the board.
Hell yeah.
Tonight's keyword is Iowa. So enforcer in Iowa, you have to like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Clubhouse Live to be eligible. You have to submit all the keywords, and then I will randomly select names, and then we'll do a drawing from there to give that away. And let me go one more thing before we give it to Alan for the final word. I just want to say a big happy birthday to my oldest son, Ryan. Turns 26 today, so happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
And now you have the final word.
First, foremost, thank you, Dom, for showing up, being the first guest of the year.
No problem.
Setting the tone, I guess, to kind of be the guest to my own show. So I appreciate that.
Of course.
To everyone at home, thank you for tuning in. Everyone here, thank you guys for showing up, coming here. To my mom and dad, love you guys. Hope my dad made it home from the game. But last thing, it's just all peace and love.
There we go, all peace and love. Yeah, keep those claps coming for the 18-wheeler, for the enforcer, for Ricardo, and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin. I'm Brett Christopherson, the Creep, signing off. Hey, be back here next Monday night, 6:30, as we celebrate a big Packers victory over the 49ers with this guy, Green Bay Packers wide receiver number 13, Allen, the Lizard King, the enforcer, Lazard. Mean Gene, take it away.